Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Sports Fanatic News. I'm Joe Boric, and I know it's been a while since I did a video. I've been busy with school on the regular job hunt, and everybody that knows me, I've been freelance writing for an app called My Sports Vote, and for the Always Next Year podcast site. Appreciate it if you check those out, not just for me, but for all the great writers and contributors on each site. So I would appreciate it if you check those out, My Sports Vote and Always Next Year podcast. Now to get into what this video is about. This is going to be a video on the Eagles. I'm going to try to keep all my videos within shorter minute spans now. And so our birds on Sunday ended up winning, of course. They showed up and showed out in the second half when they implemented the running game more and were able to get going, get the flow of the field, then spread the ball because they were able to run it and open up the field for D-Jack to get down and make those two great deep plays he made. That D-Jack and Carson Wentz connection is going to be something to marvel here in the city as long as both can stay healthy. Knock on wood. So, I mean, that's going to be a huge connection for the Birds going forward, I feel. And, I mean, Wentz finished this game with 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions when in the start, everybody was like, including myself, where the hell is the offense? What the hell is going on? And why the hell can't we get anything going? I mean, Case Keenum came out looking like an all-pro to start the game, and then all of a sudden we got going, and he couldn't get anything going in the second half. Our defense started getting going in the second half, but you look for a lot more of them to step up in this game against the Falcons, especially down there in Atlanta, where it's usually a tight game, usually a close game. We're going to need our defense to step up and not start as slow as they did, of course, against the Redskins. Now, I do not see that happening. I do not see our defense coming out and starting as slow. I think it's also a big contribution to the fact of nobody really plays in the preseason. You get your guys in, yeah, but for a few snaps. Like, nobody plays enough in the preseason yet to get going right away. That's why I think we also saw a big improvement in the second half from the offense and as well as the defense. The defense still needed to show something. Also, picking up Akeem Hicks, that was a good pickup this week as well. He's a guy that can get there. He's a good run stopper. He's very good at the run, but he can also be a disruptor and get to the quarterback at certain moments. He has his moments, but he's definitely a great guy on run defense, so I very much like that pickup. But losing Jackson is going to be a big thing, but it's not going to completely kill the Eagles because the Eagles are a team that always has found a way to get around losing guys with picking up other depth players to know what they're doing. That's what I've always valued about Howie since coming back as a GM. He's been able to pick up guys. If somebody went down, he's got this guy, or he drafted this guy that then steps in like Vaitai did last year. So it's just very nice to see that type of thing with our GM, which is why a lot of people get pissed at the Phillies GM for not being that same type of mentality. But anyway, I really liked how in more limited action, since Sproles took the role, Sanders looked good in limited action. Jordan Howard really pushed the pie, and they've been talking about that a lot on Quick Slants. He looked very good in limited action, and Sanders is going to be very solid in this league. Mark my words, he is going to be a good back for this team, and he's going to be used a lot as well as Jordan Howard this week, I think, as well, because against the Falcons, I think they're really going to force it, push the pie line, and then use Sanders to get it going, to be able to open up the field and open up for D-Jack, get Alshon more involved, get Nelson Aguilar more involved. It was a little discouraged this week, but guess what? He is going to get more involved. He's going to be a focal point of the offense some weeks because Carson spreads the ball around. Ertz wasn't used as much as you would think last week either compared to last year, so Carson spreads the ball around. It's going to be a very fun game. It's going to be very enjoyable, but Darren Sproles ran, I think it was 17 times last game. That can't happen. He's a great player still, but in order for his durability and to have him back there for punt returns and healthy throughout the season, that's not going to happen, and that can't happen. It was great seeing us come back and have a fantastic second half. Wentz ended up having a great overall game. Howard, like I said, in limited action, looked very impressive. Obviously, Deshaun Jackson showed up and showed out, just like you expect against his former team. He showed up and showed out against them all throughout his career so far against us. and then now against the Redskins. So now we just need to see him show up and show out against the Bucs, which there's no way to think he wouldn't when we face the Bucs eventually. So I just love the way that this team's put together. I think we're going to have a good year. I think we're going to come out. I think it's going to be a tough battle with the Falcons this weekend, like it always is down there. They get loud as hell in that stadium. They got a great fan base down there in Atlanta. And it is going to be a very fun game and a very close game where I think our defense is going to play very well, offense is going to play very well. And my prediction would be this game's going to be so tight, it is going to end 27-24. But it's going to end with we have a touchdown. Maybe they score a field goal later and make it 24. But our defense comes up with a big stand at the end to bounce back from a little bit of an off week next week. That's how I feel. I feel our defense is really going to come up big this week and come up with that huge final stand to close out the game and get momentum going in to week 3, where then we play the Lions at 1 o'clock, which is a team we should be able to beat. So that's how I feel. It's going to go down 27-24, a close game where our defense steps up big at the end. Let's go Birds. It's going to be a great game this weekend on Sunday Night Football. Peace out, everyone.